So, Bob Coppedge, CEO, Simplex-IT. Here's my rant and review for November. And I'm going to approach this from a little bit of a different perspective. And let's first of all talk about what we really focused on in November of 25. First of all, was finalizing our Model Year 26 program, which is essentially the collection of all the goods and services that we're going to market with in order to provide the best IT support, both from a fully managed and a co-managed standpoint for our clients. And it's evolutionary, not revolutionary. You'll hear more about that moving forward, but we've really nailed that down, both for our existing clients and for new clients moving forward. So that's cool. And this will be like the 5th year we've done this, and it's worked out real well. So our clients know what to expect. They're not always being hit up with new things or the like, and we can take our time evaluating what kind of additional services, either for risk or opportunity management, our clients needs. So that's cool. Another thing we've been doing is really taking a look at buyer's journey concepts. And from that, what do people go through in order to select a service such as managed services, IT services, and support? And what do they do so, and I hate to put it in this terms, but what do they do so from a millennial standpoint versus from an old fart standpoint, like yours truly? And it sounds like one of those ageist kind of things one way or the other. It really isn't. Because in one case, millennials and the like, they don't want to talk with people until they've decided whether the value is appropriate. Whereas older folks, we want to talk to people so they can help us decide whether the value is appropriate. And we're trying to basically make it so that you can walk either path when it comes time to evaluating IT services. We've got some really cool ideas and concepts that you're going to see throughout 26. And we're starting to put that stuff together in November, and here it is December. We're already starting to nail down some details there. So that's cool. We also added some new IT assessment capabilities. We were testing that stuff, and it all worked fine. And then we also had an event where we talked about IT trends for small, medium businesses for 26, where we talked about it from an information standpoint, from a technology standpoint, and from a security standpoint. It was interesting. We had a smaller turnout, but the turnout was incredibly engaged and very interested in talking to us further. So it was interesting from the numbers standpoint. It was like, oh, gee whiz. But from a results standpoint, fantastic. So cool on that. A couple other things that happened. We also had a Cavs game. Patty, CEO Patty, and myself attended. Since we're part of the Microsoft Cavaliers Small Business Partner Program, they had a meeting for all the small business partners to get together. It was a great meeting, the fellow small business partners, and we actually saw a good game, and Cavs came back and won. So that was kind of cool. We also had the marketing department had an event at Topgolf, and they invited me to it, which was their mistake. But yes, I went, and yes, I swung the golf club, and I hit a ball once or twice. Doesn't happen often. So that was cool. Another thing I want to go over is all of the events that I went to that were educational in nature, online or in person. And one which was really interesting, it was put together by the Stimson organization, and it was about cybersecurity, but from a much different perspective than we're used to. Really talking about it was beyond denial, and it's towards a credible cyber deterrence strategy. Really talking about the nation state aspect of it. What are the options that countries, nation states, economies, industries, what can we really do to have a deterrence strategy that's actually useful? It's so often we talk about cybersecurity just as here's the technology we're using, or here's the education we're using, or whatever. I've always said the bad guys are entrepreneurs. It's a business model, so on and so forth. This really went further and talked about it from a nation state standpoint. If you go to stimson.org, there is a report which their event was based on, but it was really cool. And it's great. I love looking at things from different perspectives, especially when it's a complex topic. So that was cool. Speaking of complex topics, Ohio X sponsored their 2nd annual Ohio AI Summit down in Columbus. It was a full day. And it's interesting because it was a great event talking about AI from an economic development standpoint. We had a couple folks from the Columbus leadership team there. And we had essentially talking about it from a data center development, from an enterprise level implementation and development, and also from a startup standpoint. I would love to see more talk about how small, medium businesses that are not AI, that are not, it's not part of their core product. How can they use AI? This wasn't the place for that. So it's kind of cool actually talking with people, all of whom showed me how little I know on so many levels about AI. But it was a cool event. Also, Microsoft had a nice webinar going on about optimizing content so that it gets included in AI type searches and the like. And that was kind of cool. And most people don't realize it is a different world when someone searches for something online using AI versus just using Google or Bing or whatever. And then finally, the Akron Chamber had their annual Economic Outlook event where they basically bring in a couple of specialists who talk about the economic outlook for specifically the Akron, Canton, Youngstown area, that kind of fun stuff. Great event, a couple hundred people, and it was good turnout, good information, and all of that. Then finally, we've got the networking events that were happening in Northeast Ohio. I've already talked about a couple of them that were educational, and they also had networking components to it. But in addition to that, Manufacturing Works, along with CSU, put on a great fall into Manufacture, which was essentially about 40 or 50 of us, primarily manufacturing folks on the management ownership side, but really talking about some of the organizational development and all. Some good opportunities for some cross-pollination. That was cool. Then we also had the second of Greater Cleveland Partnerships IT Advisor Dinner. And this was out in Chagrin Falls, and there was about 20 of us or so. And it was a great night, no real speeches or agendas, and no PowerPoint, but a great opportunity to talk with some folks, including some managed service providers like us, about what's working, what's not working, some of the opportunities. I'm a huge believer in co-opetition. We cooperate on things, we compete on other things. As long as both parties know what we're doing at any moment, that's great. So that was kind of cool. And then I went to my first meeting of the Akron chapter of the National Tooling and Machining Association. And I chose a doozy. I chose their holiday, the season opener, which is down in Wadsworth at the Galaxy. And it was casino night. And I learned very, very quickly, I cannot gamble. But no, it was all for Open-M, which is a great partner. We've done some supporting stuff for them as well. Met some great people, and I might be getting more involved with that organization. Again, the Akron chapter of the National Tooling and Machining Association. So that was cool. And then last networking event I want to talk about was a program that's near and dear to my heart, has been for over a decade, and that's Cleveland Give Camp. This is where a bunch of volunteers give up their weekend in July to create online resources for free for nonprofits. It's been going on for about 15 years, and I'm using all of my web development skills, of which I have none. And no, but Simplex-IT, we sponsored it. We've supported some awards for it and the like. And they had their annual networking event up in Cleveland that I and about 30 or 40 other people attended. So bottom line, we've got a lot of stuff that we're moving forward with as far as new definitions of services and new definition of reviewing our services and the like, doing the education on both on the security standpoint as well as other things along those lines, and some good networking going on. And honestly, I have to go now because I've got a networking event up in Cleveland that I'm going to head to. So anywho, what's going on with you? Seriously, what's going on with you anyway? Love to hear comments. Reach out to me, bob@simplex-it.com. And if you're having any issues as far as IT or anything else along those lines goes, let us know how we can help. Till then, catch you later.